So you found your purpose, or perhaps you developed a vision. So now, what's next then? What's the plan? We can easily imagine and visualize ourselves in the future version, thinking of how much money we're going to earn, what kind of house are we going to live in, what kind of car we're going to be driving, our partner, how do they look like, what are their characteristics. So what's next then? You need to establish a plan, isn't it? So today we will go into the part where we establish our own being in the identity shifting paradigm, and we'll talk more about the being aspect. So just like any other kind of manifestations in this world, like maybe your dream life, in order for you to live your purpose, in order for you to see your vision manifest itself, you need to take action, isn't it? And not just any type of action. You need to take inspired action, aligned action. Aligned with what? Aligned with this being that is most suitable to have what they want to have. Simple. So in order for you to shift yourself to this being, this identity is very important for us to create. And as much clarity, as much conciseness, and as much specificity you have for this identity, the much better outcome you would produce for you to start doing the actions that is required of you to manifest the outcome. Make sense? So with that, we focus on the being, and as much answer, as much clarity, as much specificity you have to answer all these 5 points would help you gain full clarity of this identity that you need to embody. Make sense? Number 1, how should this persona show up? We say persona means that this persona, this mask, can be changed, can be switchable all the time. It should not be cast in stone, it should not be rigid. The more moldable, the more flexible you are with this persona, better outcome you will get. Okay? So, how should this persona show up? Means how you would show up for others. Maybe your neighbors, maybe your co-workers, maybe your friends. Right? How should this persona show up for themselves? How would you like to show up for yourself? You know, how would you want to show up for your loved ones? Right? Your partner, your family members, your best friends. How would you show up for them? And when we say showing up, think of the characteristics, think of the dress code, the presence that you simply involve yourself to in all kinds of interactions. Think of that. How would you want to show up? Okay? Do you dress up in a $5 t-shirt? Do you show up in suit and tie all the time? What kind of characteristics and presence you would like to show up for others, for yourself, and also for your loved ones? Okay? Number 2, how should this persona behave? Okay, we talk about the behavior, the tendencies that you should actually embody. Okay, so think of the words that you speak. How should you speak? The words, the tonality, how much certainty whenever you speak. Are you confident the way you speak, or should you just be very mellow? So think of this identity. How do they speak? Are you consistent? What is the consistency? Are you very consistent all the way across, or do you feel like you don't have to be very rigid? Sometimes you can, give and take. You don't have to be so consistent all the time. Think of the attitude that you must have. Are you enthusiastic? Are you excited all the time? Are you always high energy? Or do you find that you need to be very calm, very peaceful, right? You need to be in the Zen mode all the time. So think of what attitude you must have. Most importantly, should you be lazy? Should you be more hardworking? Should you be joyful? What is it? What kind of attitude? Okay? Now, number 3, how should this persona think? So, when we talk about mindset, it's very important. Are you embodying a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? Ideally, when we are trying to establish our being, it is important for us to know that, again, the more flexible you are, the more moldable you are, the better outcome, the better results you will get. And more importantly, you will learn and you will improve yourself. Hence why it's much better to have a growth mindset better than a fixed one. Because if it's a fixed mindset, you will find you will struggle in the doing part. Okay? Next, what is the perception? What is your model of the world? And basically, what is your self-view, your world-view? How you view yourself and how you view the world? Are you optimistic? Are you pessimistic? Or are you realist? Are you realistic? Simple as that. Okay? So what is the perception of the world? Okay? Next point, number 4. How should this persona feel? When we talk about feelings, it is the emotional range that you are trying to establish. Do you constantly want to feel angry, upset, disappointed, stressed? Or do you want to feel joyful, loving, happy, pissed out, ecstatic? What is it? What is the emotional range that you want to be? You see? Then, once you know what your emotional range is, you need to start showing up. Expression, right? You need to constantly be showing your love, showing your joy, showing your peace, your happiness, or you want to show your anger, your rage, your resentment, your hatred. What is it? Okay, so you need to know what is this expression, or whether or not you don't even want to express it. So your choice. Okay, most important is how does this persona behave in order for you to better do the actions that is required for you to have what you have. Always remember, okay, it all ties up, all these 3 points. Okay, last but not least is how should this persona embody him or herself. So now, what is this persona? What are the qualities of this persona? What are the ideas this persona would carry? See, what are your values? What are your principles? What are your beliefs? Okay. Also, more importantly, is whenever we think of this persona, whenever we think about this person, whether we think about a joyful person, whether we think about this person as a serious person, whether or not we think about this person as a very professional designer, whether we think about this person as a very loving parent, think about how does this persona exemplify him or herself. Okay, so these 5 questions, you need to answer them with as much specificity and conciseness in order for you to gain clarity of this being that you need to embody, so much so that you could start acting, doing what you need to do in order for you to get what you would have. So if you learned something from this video, please comment your learnings in the comment sections. I would love to know them. And if you need help, again, you can always reach out. Okay, I'm running free 5-day challenges to help you gain more clarity and direction, to help you reignite your purpose, to also rediscover yourself. Okay, and also just a very quick announcement. Next week I'll actually be flying to Singapore for the next 2 weeks. Okay, I'll be visiting some clients over there. So to all my Singaporean friends, if you are wanting to meet up and actually have this interest to want to work with me and would want to discuss further, we can actually arrange for a quick meetup for a purpose alignment session. Okay, if you want, actually reach out to me in DM. Okay, I would be able to respond there. Okay, with love and light.